Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoko.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, the Ruler School Circuit Series now offering our 2024 Quarter 1 circuit kits, and our guest lecturer members, Fight Ramen. Class is in session. What's going on, rulers? We're here with Ruler School. This is DMO73. We're here for office hours. Today we're joined by Mike Rance. Sorry, I was watching Hot Ones earlier, but it didn't go well.
I was about to say that was the best worst Sean Evans I've heard.
Yeah, that was the best worst Sean. I feel like I could have been close. I feel like the vocal tone was right, but I just tripped on the words. That was my main
mistake. You gotta do
mistake.
the hand signs. He always does the hand signs when he brings them in. You know.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, everyone?
Fans. Anyway, that was an intro. Also, we're joined by Paul Reisman.
Your lovely teaching assistant is here.
Yeah. He's my
Paul
TA.
Reisman, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. He's been trying to play Light Solaris Station the past few days, and it hasn't been going well.
Nope.
So we're here. We're gonna jump into some cool stuff tonight. We got some cool spoilers from in development stuff to kind of talk about from the latest video, as well as some cool ABC news, and just kind of sharing our experiences tonight about what the format has been kind of like for us and playing with the new cards. And then Mike's got a game, so be sure to tune in for that at the end.
I'll tell you all about
As
playing
always,
those new cards.
Does it involve these hot wings?
Yeah, that'll be the next one. That'll be the game. We'll do truth or dab with spicy food.
Ooh,
here on
don't tell
here
me.
on the
That sounds
channel.
pretty good, actually.
Listen, I hate hot spicy food, and I'm willing to do it. So let's have a great time. Anywho, so just as a reminder, you can get Pilgrim Memories pre-orders right now through the link in the description with Odyssey Games. You also, if you are a store owner or a group of friends trying to host an event, our circuit kits are available right now. You can check it out. They are only going to be available until January 10th. Orders for this quarter's circuit will be closing on January 10th. They can ship domestically and internationally, so definitely make sure to check those out in the description to get yours ordered so you can take part in this first circuit kit. Okay, with all that out of the way, was that the Paul Reisman? Crazy. We got some cool cards that we got spoiled. Particularly just some more news in general about Pilgrim Memories. And so I want to pull up our first one here to kind of talk about it. Again, these are in development, so the text could change, but they have some pretty interesting implications for what they are. And so I'd like to kind of talk about them. It also just gets me very hyped for Pilgrim Memories because I think that set's going to be absolutely insane. Very excited about it. So this first one is Pure Heart Stone of the Six Sages. This card gains all names of magic stones you control in addition to its other names. This card gains the following abilities as long as you control a J/ruler released in the Grim Cluster. So that means essentially this stone can't do anything unless you're playing a Grim Cluster ruler. Keep that in mind, because the abilities are Eternal and Barrier, which is crazy to me that it is just safe from stone destruction in any way, shape, or form. That's nuts. True magic stones you control lose mythic, meaning you can have multiple of them. And you can tap to pay 100 life, produce 1 will of any attribute. And then it also gains Enter. You may search your Magic Stone deck for a true Magic Stone that shares, or true Magic Stone, reveal it, shuffle the rest of your Magic Stone deck, and put the chosen card on top of your Magic Stone deck. So essentially, if you are playing in the Grim Cluster, you have this ability to just play 4 of this, and then just like have this be your first one, make the true stone the second one, go from there. This is.
I really do. I also really like the callback to Moonshade, just kind of like hidden in there with the pay 100 life.
Yeah, well, like that.
Cluster ruler. Yeah.
Like that to me is like, this is the kind of thing of like the strength of this stone is so good for Grim Cluster rulers. Just like saying they have an Omni Stone that not only plays to just being a good Omni Stone, but truly is exclusively to them. It's just a better Moonshade. It makes the true Magic Stones a lot more accessible. It plays into that whole kind of jazz. Like, it also just means that like you don't have to play Sherry necessarily to have a good stone, right? Which is the craziness of here.
Although
And
Sherry
also
with this, Sherry ensuring that you start with this zone to ensure you get the next one that you want, that's a little
yeah.
spicy.
Yeah, the idea of like this probably becomes the new like guaranteed turn 1 stone off of Sherry, and then you like get the true stone second, and then you just don't care for the stones from there. Although you're probably playing 4 of this stone, no problem. Like this is the kind of, it makes me very happy that we're exploring stone base support for Grim Cluster in addition to main deck support, right?
Yeah, and also, I don't know. This is the first card we've seen like name True Magic Stone in I cannot remember how long. Like this kind of harkens back to years and years ago when the Deepwood guys and I were trying to come up with like the unset for Force of Will, and there was a
Sure.
card that had if you have eight true magic stones with different names, tap them all, win the game, or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, and I don't know, it's cute that like they still kind of like harken back to that
Yeah,
original idea
that's
of that. 'Cause
very much a Grim Cluster thing. The last true stone we had
Little Red.
was what?
Little Red
That's
the
not
Pure
true.
Stone.
Nope, that's not true. The last
Oh
true
no, it
stone we
was
had was Alhamat stone.
Alhamat Stone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the last like actual true magic stone. There's a pseudo true magic stone in the form of Solaria's like Rainbow Solaricite, but that's
Yeah.
because it has mythic. It's not really a true magic stone. It's just like pseudo. But the last true magic stone we had was the one, like the ultra magic stone. This is very cool. I really like this card. I think that it's like giving them essentially there's something to be said about Moonshade is just played in every deck, right? So the idea of like giving Grim Cluster rulers specifically
More
a better
Moonshade.
Moonshade is
And
kind of
more
nice.
of them. You could just play 8 rainbow stones.
I don't think you would because of some of the support that we're going to see here in a little bit, but I think
But you
that
can.
you're, but you can if you want, for sure.
Oh, let me check something real quick.
Sure.
Because have we had erratas to the true magic stones giving them mythic, or is it just implied errata?
So here's the one thing. We know that this set is going to have, like, with the extension rules and everything else, around, like, the math is kind of weird, where it's like 57, 60 new cards, right? And then they talked about like 110, 108, 15 around reprints. I would not be surprised if the true magic stones found their way into the reprints, thus being now printed with mythic instead of the original language, which was if you control another one of the same name, you have to banish one, right? Like that's a very easy, just like new age, because people are also going to need the true magic stones anyway. Like,
Right.
So getting them into that set makes it easy to just like be a simple reframe for mythic. One thing that's interesting though is that this stone is a Marvel rare.
That's very cool.
What of 30 Marvel rares? Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many Marvel rares in this set.
Hope you guys
The boosted-
like getting Pilgrim Memories.
The boosted pull rate is certainly going to like very much play into account with this set. But like, yeah, this is a very cool stone. I like this stone a lot. The artwork is gorgeous on it. It's great. Paul, any thoughts?
I mean, it's just it's another Moonshade. It makes all of the like Abdul, Lumia, Little Red just way more consistently playable, and that's what I'm here for. Because like when I look back and I was like looking through when I was like building for stations, right? I was looking at older rulers and I'm like, okay, all 5 of these are disqualified because I can't actually judgment them. So that sucks. What else is there?
Really cool?
Oh, there's not.
No, you
Yeah.
know,
So
this
the
is
fact
really
that
cool.
I get to actually like play these cards is fantastic.
What else is
That
really
sounds-
cool, Mike?
This is a little girl and a 6 sages. Very notably, every single 6 sage from MOA doesn't say whenever another 6 sages resonator enters the field.
Just says whenever another 6 sage. That's crazy good. Are we gonna suddenly like play 6 Sage Resonator stuff?
I don't know. Feasting the Elvish Oracle
Ooh.
is a card that's always been like on the fringe of being busted because it's just
Are
a
we talking
multi
about
wall of
the
wind.
4-drop? Yeah.
Yeah, the multi wall of
Well,
wind on legs.
what ruler played them most of the time? What I gotta go back and remember what
I mean,
ruler we
there was a point
played.
where, well, I mean, back when like it came out, Reflect Refrain 6 Sages was a thing, but also
Yeah, for sure.
Reflect Refrain Dumpster Pile was also a thing. So like whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I bet like based on some support, getting the old feats, if there's something that like makes 6 Sages cheaper or something else like that, the old 6 Sage like tool engine plus Omni Stone for them is like okay, something there. Like
It's pretty good to
I
me.
do that's certainly something that I want to explore for sure.
I have the exact numbers right here.
Oh,
It's 57 kinds of brand new cards, 5 kinds of extension rules, and then 118 reprints.
Yeah.
something else.
And this makes sense to me because they were saying that they're reprinting. So the reason is like people were like, oh, they did say 3 new cards for each of 20 rulers. Okay, so let's think about that. If 20, you'd think 20 rulers, 3 new cards each, 60 cards, right? And then you're like, oh, well, what does that mean when there's only 3? Very, very clearly, they didn't make 3 cards for Pandora of Light and 3 cards for Pandora of Dark. It's probably 3 cards for Pandora. And it's probably 3 cards for Pandora, thus getting us to the 17. So it's really 3 cards for each of 19 different rulers, which would put us at 57.
3 cards for each unique ruler. Let's put it
for each unique ruler. Yeah, for sure. So I'm curious where this stone sits in terms of like whose support this is. It does make me think that it's probably Little Red Fairy Tale of Air because she's on the card. Like that makes sense because she wants Castle to be able to flip for free, which is interesting. Doesn't she?
Something I also just found out is that all of the something I knew, but like I had to remind myself of. The tag 6 Sages from MSW, whenever they flip, technically speaking, that's a 6 Sage entering your field. So that also adds in. Of course, unfortunately, this comes into play with nothing on it.
And no abilities on it. Yeah, for sure.
Right, yeah. So whatever. It's fine.
Next up, we have one of the Lumia support cards. This is a Lumia's Rage, super rare edition. Whenever 1 or more Resonators you control are destroyed, you may put target non-Magic Stone card with Lumia in its name from your removed area into your hand. So probably all of the Lumia's cards, I imagine, are going to say Lumia in them. But it also means like recycling, like the 2-drop Lumia. Like there's so many cards that say Lumia
Lumia's
in it.
Purification, the
Lumia's Purification. Yeah, for sure. And then it has the ability of
the board's wipe. There's a board wipe, right?
Lumia's Rage. No, this is Lumia's Rage.
Yeah. I'll remember the name in a little bit.
Lumia's Judgment.
Lumia's Judgment.
Yes, thank you.
Then we have tap, shuffle.
Lumia.
This is crazy to me. Tap, shuffle all Magic Stone cards from your RFG into your deck. Shuffle all Magic Stone cards from your RFG into your Magic Stone deck. This card deals X 100 damage multiplied by Y to your opponent, where X is the number of cards moved this way, and Y is the number of Magic Stones you control named Almerius, the Levitating Stone. Which is crazy because we just have a stone that gains the name Almerius, the Levitating Stone. So this can be multiplied by up to 5. Maybe technically that's not true. This could be multiplied by a maximum of 8 because you could be playing
mythic.
Because you could be playing 4 Almerius stones and 4 of the other stone, and then just be like, cool, I put 5 cards back, take $4,000, and you're like, oh wait a minute.
I am if you're doing that, but all right.
Yeah, 5 is probably the max that you're really going to be multiplying it by, but like still, that's just a tap ability on this edition.
Oh, I just realized that the stone selecting your true Magic Stone also means that you get really easy judgments because you can also tap the other ruler. That's neato. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like as it stands right now, Crimson Girl, Ebony Prophet, and Lumia are practically unplayable
Turn 2
in
judgments.
Solaris Station decks because they can't do Judgment because they don't have the stone more often than not, right?
Right.
And so to fix that problem, they gave us a true Magic Stone that reads as all the names. So you just consistently do it more.
Consistent T2 Abdul's pretty good, I've heard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
especially with the card that we're about to see. which, if it stands to reason as currently printed, this card is well deserving of the Marvel Rare slot. So this is Terrible Prophecy, 1 black edition, mythic. Thank goodness. J/Resonators your opponent controls gain, enter, draw a card as long as you control a J ruler named Abdul Al-Hazred, the Harbinger of Despair. Keep in mind, they will gain an enter ability, but that enter ability won't trigger. So they have it, it just doesn't do anything. Great. But here's why. Whenever a J Resonator with enter enters the field, your opponent loses 200 life. Enter effect doesn't have to trigger, they just have to have it. Did they play something that was a vanilla without an enter effect? Well, this card gave it to them. Oh, whoops, your opponent loses 200 life. Whoopsie. And then the other part is whenever a Resonator with enter enters the field under your opponent's control, if you control a Darkness Prophet or Wizard J/Ruler, you may rest a Magic Stone you control named Cruciblest the Stealing Stone. If you do, put a token copy of that Resonator into the field. Nice enter. Think I'll take it. That's insane. Like, that last part of that ability is absolutely cracked on its head, especially because Abdul, if you are flipped, heaven forbid you are flipped, not only are you going to get the enter effect on the thing they were already playing, but you're cloning something that has enter, draw a card, because you gave it enter, draw a card. So now you're drawing cards when they play dudes.
All right, I'm going to give you guys the true Giga Chad.
This edition blew my mind when I read it. I was just like, ugh, so good.
There's a lot of really solid implications that are guaranteed with this card, but I want to posit a challenge reading this card to everybody in chat.
I'm listening.
Anybody who watches this. If you can turn off your own Abdul and deck somebody out with that everything your opponent controls gains draw a card when it enters, you will get a big wet kiss from me. Just a... Or
with
my
tongue?
steak dinner thing stands.
Okay.
Maybe tongue.
Yeah,
Maybe
but no,
tongue.
like
Yeah.
this edition, as someone who one of his his second favorite ruler of Grim Cluster is Abdul, this is exactly the kind of card that Abdul adores, right?
Yeah.
The fact that it even has
quick cast.
It even has implications when he's not flipped because it's Prophet on the front side, right? So the idea of, like, if Abdul is on coin playing Sherry, Abdul can go coin, Terrible Prophecy, Callstone, hit Group Ballista, leave Group Ballista up, and say, do you want to play something on your turn 2? Because if you do, I'm going to take it. Like, that's a deterrent on turn 1 for Abdul, right? On his J ruler side. Not to mention the fact that he will also have Abdul's tap kill something effect, right? Or like tap -3/-3 something effect. Like, that is hands down a out the gate something to be considerate of in Abdul. And then next turn, he's just going to call stone, get a second stone, flip Abdul for 1, and be able to leave up the Grus Ballista and have Abdul flipped and say, like, do you want to cast something? Because now not only is it not going to do anything, but I'm also going to take it. Like, very, 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 very good for Abdul. You have to be able to protect him. Abdul is one of the few rulers that, in my opinion, outside of the Solara stations, is still, like, not even batting an eye about the fact that Brad is banned and is still just going to play the Brad package for, like, protection, like the RFG spells, simply because of the fact that now he's got draw power, and 2, like, he wants to flip as fast as possible, which means he wants protection, and stuff like, conflict is helpful to be able to protect him, right?
Yeah, I think it should work like that, Alejandro, because it says Prophet or Wizard at J/Ruler.
Yeah, so let me go look up Abdul real quick.
He is a Prophet. I got him right here.
On his front side, right?
Yeah, and on his flip side, he is a wizard.
Yeah, exactly. So
do we have any other Darkness Wizards?
There are some other Darkness Wizards. Yep.
I'm
looking up the wizards right now in terms of rulers. Technically, it specifically says Darkness, so Brad doesn't work, but Brad is a wizard. Welser is a wizard, but not Darkness.
Not Darkness.
Magna is technically a wizard. It works for Magna.
Darkness. That's cool.
Interesting.
Valentina, Alice Origins Valentina is a wizard.
There are
OG
exactly
Alhamat,
4
like-
darkness wizards.
Gil Alhamat is
Oh, that's neat. I like Gil.
Alhamat. Sorry, starter deck Gil Alhamat, not
that counts.
big
And-
ol' Alhamat.
And Triflip Gil Alhamat is also a wizard on his J ruler.
Is he?
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wizard on his J ruler
second
side.
Yeah. On a second J ruler side, he is a wizard. And
Oh,
then
his
you,
like
you mentioned Magna.
tri-flip side. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so all I have to do is just get the big boy down and just play this.
He who
So my opponent
grasps
gives me-
all.
Yeah. But like the
Firmly
addition
grasped
is
it.
a solid turn 1 play for Abdul on the coin. Like you have to answer it or your entire game plan is just like, huh. His enter effects will resolve. I get to play this thing with an enter effect, but then my opponent also gets it for 1 and then gets to resolve their enter effect first. Not sure if I like that, right?
Jeremy, real quick, can you go back to Lumia's Rage for like 5 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if this is just the Marvel Rares or if this is going to be for everything.
Sure.
It's gonna pop up in a second. Don't worry.
Oh, sure. You're watching on a delay.
Yeah, I sure am. I could have asked you to send it to me, but it's whatever. No, but I'm trying to see because like the bordering on the top, it's
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? So people have already
Oh.
noticed this. People have already noticed this in the ABC decks because the ABC decks only have border on bottom. Like they only have the dark, like the dark lining on the bottom, not the sides and the top. And now we're seeing it for Pilgrim Memories. So a big question is like, is the company just going to do away with top, bottom, or top and side borders on all cards?
I would be very okay with that because this looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I kind of really hope they do it. It looks insanely good. Like all of them look insanely good to me, and there's always been a
even
little.
if they don't always have like the glow around the top. Like, can you go back to Abdul's edition again?
Yeah, it's
That
going
would
up.
be
I think
worth
that
it,
the
Lumia
glow is currently because of how they. This is a screenshot from their video, and they used a visual effect to make them glow around the corners.
Right.
Yeah, but still, like no border does make them look very, very good.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. Because honestly, I'm okay with nice top bottom text, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I would be very okay with this becoming a thing. Because like, I remember when the swap changed in AO4, and there was like a lot of obviously heat that happened with it, but like people got used to it pretty quickly. It doesn't change how the cards work. It doesn't change the readability, except for the text box. Obviously, was a little bit interesting to get a hold of at the start, but just I don't know. There's something about like feeling, it just feels like the art feels uncontained. It just feels like it bursts out.
Yeah, without the
Oh.
borders on it, the artwork feels just like even on non-full arts just looks so good. So
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, I don't even need full arts as long as these look the way that they do.
Yeah, this would be
It's
like
just-
peak, like say what you will about the font size or whatever, but this would be like peak card design if they got rid
Yeah.
of the borders. Like it would just be like the best version of the frame.
Yeah, because I think it even makes sense to have the frame, because the frame almost like it almost gradients out to the black instead of just having it like I feel like other cards just have like a flat like fade cut to black instead of a fade to black
Yeah.
going down, which is
Yep.
really nice in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks really good. Paul, any thoughts about Terrible Prophecy?
I'll admit, when I first read it as a 1-drop black edition with Mythic, I was very confused by that card until you started talking about how it works with something that stops enter effects, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, now I get it.
Yeah,
Now I get
because
it.
it grants them an enter effect, but then Abdul's like, but those enter effects don't trigger, so good for
Here
you.
you go.
Like
Take
that's
it.
the whole point. And it's designed, and
Yeah.
the nice thing is it's designed to only grant that enter effect when you have Abdul active, right?
Yep.
So if Abdul isn't judgmented, you're not giving your opponent any value off of this card, but you still can clone their dudes. Like that's the crazy part to me is it has applications when you're flipped or not, which is nuts.
I'm gonna play Persephone to kill your thing. Cool. I will clone your Persephone to kill your Persephone.
No. I will clone your Persephone to kill my thing. So I draw a card and you don't because Persephone didn't kill my thing.
Oh, that's even better. If you do, you draw a card. Oh, that's
yeah, because Persephone says if you do. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, that's cute. Like,
yeah, you know and also you draw a card because the card has draw a card on it too.
Enter draw a card.
No,
enter,
it would not.
Something if you do draw a card.
Listen,
token copy doesn't have...
here's the thing, Mike. Okay. If in the situation we just described about trying to respond to a Persephone by cloning the Persephone so that we can kill our own thing and draw a card so they don't, their Persephone doesn't have an enter effect because we're Abdul. However, what we could do is clone their Persephone, bring it in, have it target their in that situation, they cast their Persephone, doesn't trigger its enter effect. We clone it, we have the Persephone target their Persephone, kill it, and then the Persephone draws an additional card because it has a bonus enter effect of draw a card. But in that situation, your opponent wouldn't just be hard casting a Persephone because it wouldn't have an enter effect. So,
right.
Gotcha.
Unless you're playing against somebody who's bad.
Hey-oh, that's always a possibility. All in all, continues to support me. Like, if those are two of Abdul's cards, I don't even think the first book that we saw was an Abdul card. I think it was a Cthulhu card, and I'm still already like, nope, sign me up. This seems great. Abdul reincarnate, sack Cthulhu seems great. We also got confirmation of 3 of the new, of 3 of the reprints that are going to be in the set, which are all great choices.
Sad.
Nope, just the 3 in that video, which is okay.
More new stuff.
I know. Zeke's Ancient Magic, now with a new artwork, looking very, very nice.
Excuse me, it's pronounced Kusuizu.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever. I'm gonna call it Zeke's. I did like that joke in the video, though. Being like, how do we pronounce this? We have Gatekeeper of Elsevaria, looking absolutely fantastic in the new framing, and a well-needed reprint for sure. And then we also have Summoning of Alhamat, which is a very nice reprint for Alhamat, and I'm very excited to see what other new demons we might get for him in his support package. I wouldn't be surprised if his package is like a new Mephistopheles. Let's go. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a new Mephistopheles for Abdul.
Mephistopheles is iconic.
Yeah, for sure. So these are great choices, and once again shows me that the company is paying attention to what they want to be doing, and it just makes me want to do the freaking what is it? Progression series so bad. With this,
I've wanted to do progression series 100%. For such a long time.
Here's the thing:
we have the framework to.
There is actually a framework designed to do this. It's very, very easy to do. I've thought about it. Okay. You could do a progression series with Pilgrim Memories. Both players open up 10 packs of Pilgrim Memories to start with, right? Or you can do 6 packs to make it truly like base minimum, but you want to be able to play a 40 card deck, so like 10 is probably like the right space, especially since it's only 8 cards per pack now. You build a deck with what you have, and then each week the winner gets the next pack in the series of Force of Will's historical packs. So if you win week 1, you get a pack of Crimson Moon Fairy Tale. But if you lose week 1, you get another pack of Pilgrim Memories. So the idea being, if you win, you get the less impressive pack, and the other person gets a better, more laced Pilgrim Memories pack to boost up their deck, and you go through 1 pack a week of the entirety of Force of Will's history. Here's the problem. I don't own packs of every single card of that set sealed, or of this game sealed. And we don't have a virtual pack opener.
That's the part that I was having the problem with this.
Yeah, if we had a virtual pack opener that could literally just generate us packs of every single set, then it would be very easy to do a progression series.
Somebody call up Jim's Mount.
Box. Let's do it. You've got a month and a half to try to build us a version. Like, listen, in the community, if you're out there, if you build me a virtual pack opener, I'll give you full credit, and we will 100% do a progression series with Pilgrim Memories. Like, we will do it. We'll make it happen. I think that'll be a sick video. We've got 8 years worth of packs to open. It'll take us a year to do the entire series, but I think that will be a really fun exercise to go through.
I think that's also Force Will in its purest form. Just like whatever you can get out of the boxes, just
Exactly.
fire it away.
Vampire 999. The one thing that bothers me is we have the Cthulhu Resonator type, but we've yet to see actual Cthulhu printed as a member. Seriously, what's taking them so long?
You can't actually print him. I mean, he's
LOL.
unfathomable. He's unfathomable. He is.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. He's everything, but he's neither everything nor nothing.
Don't we have kind of a glimpse of him because of that standby card that's like a terror beneath or whatever? Isn't that supposed to be?
I'm pretty sure. Wow, I'm blanking on the name of the now outclassed Lapis Cluster discard spell.
Oh yeah.
Spiral of Despair. Oh no, the Lapis Cluster.
Lapis Darkstorm.
No. It was in
Nameless Mist.
Curse of the Frozen Casket. Yes.
Nameless Mist.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's actual Cthulhu in that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one other thing came out of the video, which was they talked more about the fact of the intent of ABC was to be exactly like I talked about in my video with Robbie Cole, M-Cole40, that ABC is meant to be this amazing on-ramp for returning players to try out new card design in a chill way, and for new players to try out FOW in a new way that is less intensive and less interactive. Which is like, that was the intent. And that's what's happened every single game that I've played with ABC. And they've made it very clear that they have been very happy with how players have responded to ABC, and they're going to give it more attention, which I think is great, because I think it's a great fun format. And they introduced that in 2024, there's going to be a set of ABC decks, like a product called Entrance to the Force, which will probably be online in addition to our regular starter decks. And I, for one, cannot wait. I think that is awesome. And I think that shows that once again, it's things like this that shows me that iSpy is trying to expand, but in a very safe way, which I'm totally fine with, and I think is excellent.
Here's a question, Jeremy. Obviously,
I have an answer.
We've gotten very baseline information on Entrance to the Force, right? We haven't really gotten any major ideas to it. Would you guys prefer it to be similar to the starter decks, all reprints, or would you prefer ABC exclusive cards to be kind of added to the fray and just kind of shake things up a little bit?
I'd be fine with both, based on print run. Yeah, if the print run is massive as hell, then give me some ABC exclusives for sure, or start replacing like some of the monthly promos with an ABC card. Right, where like it's an ABC promo where like this is exclusively meant to be used in ABC format or something like that, where it's like you don't necessarily like in conjunction with the regular monthly promo that you get, like, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily know that it needs to be all the time, and I can see some players might get frustrated with that because maybe they don't have a locals or it's hard to get the promo or whatever. So like there's kudos there. Doing side format exclusive cards is tricky. I think that's tricky in any card game. So I think it's tricky here too.
Hear me out on this.
Yeah.
What if they weren't side format exclusive?
Oh, like cards that are designed for ABC that you could still play in Wanderer?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I think that'd be cool. It becomes weird, like, how do you design a card that's meant for multiplayer that doesn't, like, that translates well to 1v1?
I don't know. Do whatever they did. Do whatever was the opposite of what they did with Interdimensional Graveyard. That should be fine.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I would say,
I'm just saying.
Handedly, I'm sold on this. Handedly, always reprints, because that's a way to get old players into the game with current cards that are staples, right? So if you're not coming in with Pilgrim Memories, at the very least, if you're getting in through ABC, you have some of the more powerful cards. If you were going to do any sort of new cards for ABC, it needs to be the rulers.
The
It
other
needs to be the specific rulers.
the other thing that's interesting to me too about the way this is written, and again, this is pure speculation, is this says ABC deck set entrance to the Force. This feels like a Vingolf.
Yep.
Right? This feels like it's
Potentially.
designed to be like this is not just one deck. This is like a box of what you need to start playing ABC, right? Which if that's the product, then yeah, make that full reprints. Like truly just make it a product that like us veterans don't really need and can just let other players have. But is also a very easy on-ramp. For sure.
I'm going to make a counterpoint, Mr. Paul
Okay.
Reisman here.
Mr. Mike Rance, what is your counterpoint?
My counterpoint is Masked Prince from the Valentina starter deck. I think cards that directly interact with singleton cards, the way that Masked Prince does, would be extremely healthy for ABC and could also give a little bit of extra power to Wanderer.
Alejandro, I just realized that that's what it is. ABC deck set entrance to the Force. A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good.
Gee, I wonder how long it would have taken us to get that.
I would not have. Truly would not have. Oh, that's so funny.
They're getting cute with their. Somebody on there's getting really good at Google Translate because they're really.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this new age. It started with Game of Gods and like this leaning into like internet meme culture or like silly little like Easter eggs or nods or whatever. Really started with the beginning of Dual Cluster, and I have absolutely adored it the entire time. Like,
Been fantastic.
Come on, it goes
so
back
good.
way further than that.
In terms of being so like actual relevant and feeling intentional, like there's definitely been things that we the community have like ascribed to something that they've done, but like you cannot look at
because I'm gonna look at Prokaryotic Being, which is literally just a fucking Ego Raptor reference. Like that's just dumb.
That's not so like clear to me, but like the flavor text of This Means War literally saying it's time to let the games begin, and then like being very so clearly staged to be the JoJo pose. It's just like you cannot look at that and not just be like, yes, I know exactly what they were doing with this. I get it 100%.
Yeah,
I feel like
very
we'll
much so.
get away
It's
with way more
great.
JoJo references.
Yeah.
I should have worn the sweater.
Yeah, so very cool news. Continuing to, we have more news from Santa Rio later in the month. I'm very excited about that. You glad that T2 is playable again? Yeah, honestly, I played against Robert last week with his T2 deck, and that was honestly a lot of fun. Muse Staring At saved my bacon. Because I cast Muse Staring At in response to a Metamorphosis and went, you don't get any additions.
Yes. Muse Staring At saving the day once again.
Yeah, no, I was scared. I was in danger. It was like 9 metal life forms that would have been attached to that Metamorphosis, and I would have been like absolutely dead. And I was like, glad I sideboarded in this Muse Staring At so I don't immediately die.
I just can't believe Water got a good card for once. That's crazy.
Also, I do want to give shout outs to Robert too. Both times that he did it to me twice in one game. I was playing my hide list, and this is speaking to like the next point of like just enjoying this format so much and just like seeing some really cool stuff going on. So we Robert had out Death Metal because you could use it now. But had had a Resonator and then played Dendrobium. So we had Dendrobium and the Resonator. So it didn't have Eternal anymore. And I went, okay. Flash in a Rusty's Fox. Reveal Tinkerbell to try to wipe everything off the face of the earth so that you don't have Eternal right now. And Robert was like, cool. Metal Shield Solid. And I went, that's a problem. Everything you have has Eternal. I don't know how to get rid of that. That's a problem. Thankfully, the Dendrobium didn't have Pierce, so I survived. Next turn, I tried to do it again. Second Metal Shield Solid. I was like, I don't... I can't kill it. I can't freaking kill this thing.
Jim, you just gotta get good. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Listen, that's why I sideboarded in the Muse Staring Ats in game 2, so I could just have Dendrobium be a 13/13 vanilla, and then just be like, I'm going to block that every single turn with something that can't kill it, so that you can't do it again. Like, that's the whole game plan. But, like, that ties us really nicely into this next conversation, which is this format has felt so fun. And I was talking about this with other people. Last format, we had, thinking about it statistically, right? If like the median curve of like turns, like where lethals take place or whatever, the oops, you're deads or oops, you just can't play the game decks were within one standard deviation of the mean. Maybe 2 standard deviations of the mean. Like, you aren't necessarily going to run into them all the time, but they are within the realm of possibility that you have to be acknowledging and most likely main decking answers for, or you could just have a bad time. With the rule changes and the ban list, it feels like those decks have shifted to be actual outliers in what is possible in the environment. Like, to the fact of they could still exist, but you're significantly less likely to run into them and might only just need to sideboard answers for them to feel comfortable going into an environment. Like, you should still think about them, but they can be kind of like relegated to the sideboard. And I think when you have that, it just creates a much more healthy, enjoyable, explorable environment, because you can sit down knowing that you're going to have a full game of FOW without hope I opened up my defensive options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it turns out when power
give me an
levels is a little
example.
bit lower.
Yeah, so like, let's talk about Brandheart, right? Brandheart was this incredibly huge gatekeeper deck, and we knew from a fact that you had to respect that Brandheart was going to probably exist. Now, most common conception was that Brandheart was a deck that would top cut but probably not win. As such, wasn't necessarily something that everyone was going to feel comfortable bringing to an event, right? But it was still good enough and consistent enough that enough people were going to bring it to an event that you had to respect Brandheart in the opening, in the main board, otherwise you would risk getting blown out. Nowadays, with the bans, Brandheart still kind of exists, but he's already been power curved to the point where even in game 1, you probably still have gameplay against Brandheart without having to like main deck the Brandheart hate, and then you're also probably less likely to see Brandheart overall because of the hits. So it's like, not only is the Brandheart matchup necessarily safer because of the change, but also you're probably not going to see him nearly as frequently, to the point where you can probably just leave it to the sideboard and be okay. And so then you don't have that massive gatekeeper in the environment of like, what can I explore? Because you're not having to be ever present thinking about Brandheart. Like that as an example, right?
Sure.
Red White Aristella can kill turn 1 still. Sure. But I would argue that like Red White Aristella is probably I think Red White Aristella is significantly more vulnerable to being stopped by things that we already have than like the specifics of hyper consistent Brandheart.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Turns out when there's less decks that do crazy things and prevent you from either playing the game or prevent you from living, people can get away with trusting out some pretty nice dog shit.
Yeah.
Which is my
favorite. And that's been my experience. Not necessarily the vulgarity of what Mike is saying, but like what I've seen people play, what I have played against, what I have been able to play, just I can sit down knowing that I'm going to have a game outside of like there are very clearly just like bad matchups, right? But I can accept that decks have bad matchups. That doesn't make me feel bad about the game state. Like that's like I don't have to juxtapose knowing that there's a bad matchup to what does that mean for the meta overall and the experience of the meta. I can just be like, this is just a bad matchup. For instance, Arc versus Violet. Not a good matchup for Arc at all. Like it just isn't. You know what I mean? But like but that doesn't make me complain about Violet being too strong. That just means like that's just something that I know Arc is going to struggle against. Whereas Arc versus Reinhardt is just like, listen, you're already designed to go slow, and I really like it when you call a bunch of stones. So, like, we're in a great time here.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I've been trying to pilot the Light Solaris station, and realizing my worst matchup is exactly Dark Tree.
Yeah. You gotta answer the Dark Trees.
And just looking at my metagame and being like, okay, so we have Branhart, and over here we have Dark Tree, and over here we have me. What do I do? You die. That's what you do. You die.
Roderick, yeah. So successful Red Eyes decks will actually infest in the turn 3 wins because it's more reliable. Right. And that's what I mean in the sense of like aggressive decks can exist, but like I still feel like we have a game, right? By like necessity of game state development and what tools are available and how decks have been curved. Like I don't have to worry about Red Eyes just being a thing that I have to be able to answer on one. Right? I can just know that by just
that you have to like
right,
like shield against it.
Right. I can relegate it to the sideboard.
There is something to be said about taking a deck and just slamming it against something that it has absolutely no chance against. That feels not so great, which has been my experience so far. Because it turns out there's no instant speed burn in white. Turns out.
True. It's true.
But also like trying to do something different with the Solaris stations, other than just doing liberation shenanigans, also made that a little bit more difficult.
I'd like to go on record that I did tell Paul if he wants to try to flip Solaris stations and not do liberation stuff, he should play Solaria instead.
Yeah.
I'll go on record and say that.
Yeah, you did. You absolutely did say that. But even as far as like using the Chrono Gear and just going aggro with that and using fairies and stuff like that, I was like, there's got to be something here because like you can main Rumsfeld in that deck.
That's true.
And turn off your opponent's stuff with no detriment to yourself, which is really funny. And so that's very valuable in that sense.
Yeah.
And you get to play this like mid-rangey game. But even in the Liberation version, it was like, okay, you still just can't kill Dark Tree, so you're done.
Yeah.
Because you only have access to white cards, essentially, right? Unless you build your stone deck in a particular way, which felt really awkward. And so I was like stuck in this place.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm gonna move away from this and just build Solaria instead.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Absolutely.
Overall, though, it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed everything that I've built, and even games that I've lost have been like engaging and close. Feature match for Wednesday is Hyde versus Electra, and that was honestly, I was pleasantly surprised with how engaging and deep that game was, which considering how anything before this format, Electra was, dear God, hope I high roll, and then maybe I can play the game, like, was not that. Like, Electra was not that. The new duo resonator, the nerfs that Hyde had in terms of only getting one Moonchild and everything, like, it truly impacted the game feel in a way that made it a lot more fun. It was really nice. And then I'll let you find out on Wednesday who won.
Hooray.
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 Speaking of winning, Mike, you got a game for us?
Sure do. So
What's our
this is a
game, Mike?
So this is a game that will require some audience participation. So everyone in chat, please get ready. It's going to be describing Force of Will cards poorly, and then everyone else has to guess what
Okay.
the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
So for sake of example, I'll start it off with Walmart brand Emperor Palpatine.
I mean, like, it's just Gil Alhamat, right?
Correct. That's it.
Like, okay. So the chat has to try to give guesses, and then we have to try to guess too.
Yeah, so I'll say whoever is giving it will at first give the description. Give chat maybe 20, 25 seconds, whatever your... Don't say what your delay is, Jeremy. Come on, don't give that away.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in secret afterwards.
Okay.
And then we will give a big congratulations to whoever guesses it first in chat. And then you guys will try your hand at guessing it as well.
And then we also get to guess?
Oh, yeah, you guys can guess too.
Okay. Give us another one, Mike. You start us off.
All right. Okay. Princess Mononoke, but without all the killing.
I'm holding back for the chat. I'm guessing this is how I'm supposed to play the game, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we'll give chat a little bit of time to get it figured out.
Princess Mononoke, but without all the killing.
I got it.
Paul's got it.
Okay, but without all the killing.
There's a better answer, Vic.
There's
a better answer.
Yeah.
Is it what?
I mean, everybody's getting it in chat from the first two that we've seen come through so far.
It's specifically Evolution Counters Persia.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get this. Okay.
All right, Paul, do you want to try one since you were you get privy to it? Also, big congrats to Fic Matron for getting it first in chat. Very nice.
Good job.
You get
Vic.
a round of applause.
Whee! We'll get some Prisia cheers in the chat because we have that as an emote.
Huzzah!
Speaking
Are we
of,
just
if you
doing
want access to
rulers,
those
or can we
emotes-
do like anything?
I think you can do anything. I think you could do any card.
Any card. It could be the most obscure card possible. I'll try and guess it. I've got a long bucket list of Wanderer shit that I can throw in here.
I've got one. I've got my next one. So.
Ooh, okay. Paul, I'll still keep the floor to you.
Sure. Wispy German boy.
German boy.
Wispy German boy.
Ooh. Oh, there's a lot of German boys it could be.
Are they all wispy though?
No, Hansel's not wispy. I know nobody's gonna guess Hansel, but that's a German name. It's whatever.
I mean, like, it's just Reinhardt, right? Like,
nope.
Not Reinhardt?
Wow.
It's not Reinhardt.
Yeah. I don't think Reinhardt's wispy. I don't think he counts as wispy.
Well, I heard wispy, and I thought Will-o'-the-Wisp. That was, like, what I was going for, right?
Cute. Okay, I like that. All right. Vic, unfortunately, you were 1-1. My apologies. Paul's hitting some B-side cards here.
Wispy German boy.
Wispy German.
Give me a cluster. Let me narrow it to a cluster.
Ooh,
I'll say this. It's a Marvel rare. But not
I mean, is it
Marvel
Altising?
rare. It's not Altising.
Okay.
It's a Marvel rare Wispy German boy.
Wispy German boy.
Ooh, Paul's
BOI
back in
boy.
heat. Hold on. And you got me looking at Marvel rares now. Jeez.
Wispy?
You know,
It's a
okay,
Marvel rare.
Wispy
Not
German
Altising. Boy BOI is what you said?
BOI.
BOI.
Does not have to be a male humanoid.
Oh, that changes things then.
I mean, it's not Garion.
No.
Garion is not wispy at all.
Not even close. You are after Garion, but
Wait. Okay, no, this might not be it. Hang on.
It's
I can
not
figure this
Brad, is it?
No,
it's not Brad.
It's Kip.
Okay.
No, it's definitely not Brad. Hang on. I'm gonna get this. I got this. Come on now. You guys know I got
Wispy
this.
German boy?
Okay.
Titor?
Not Titor.
I was about to say I thought it was gonna be
That's a good
Titor.
one.
That's pretty good.
It's not Titor.
I was literally looking at it. I thought that was gonna be it. Ah, God. Okay.
Okay, I give up.
No, wait. I want one more guess. Oh.
Schrodinger?
Schrodinger.
That's funny.
A Marvel rare Schrodinger edition.
Yeah, I got it.
Woo.
Okay, here's mine.
B-side rulers. Wow.
Here you go. Ready?
Okay, ready.
Demonetized and watch listed.
Jeremy, you don't understand how many of these possible card arts this could be.
No. It's very obvious.
Does it rhyme
me.
with Killer Instinct?
The hint is demonetized and watch listed.
What am I missing? Vic and Chris coming in with the ones that are just like very tame compared to what actually
Not
gets
correct.
demonetized.
Also not correct.
Interesting.
Nearly just
Nobody's got it so far.
So it's not Valentina 2.
Nope.
Interesting. Demonetized and watch listed.
Jeremy, I think I might have this one.
Go for it.
Is it Ash and Snow White?
No, it is not.
That one's a watch list. Oh man.
Let me know when you're ready for hint number 2.
I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it.
Wait, wait. Okay, Jeremy. Has this card been a ruler and a resonator?
Yeah.
Is it Isis?
Specifically, it's Isis, the 100 Weapon Master. Your next hint was going to be the TSA hates you.
That would have given it away. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really good. Oh, TCG Prime, more like TSA watch list.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The TSA watch list. Yeah, but I couldn't say that or it would give it away immediately, right? Like, and the main reason of like demonetized is because of the reprint, like the ruler league reprint, because the artwork on that one is like it's way too much.
I thought my thought of demonetized and and watch listed was the fact that Ash and Snow White is the worst artwork in the history of Force of Will.
No, it was
100%.
Demonetized for the excessive nature of the ruler league, of the willpower rewards ISIS, and watch listed because of the name. Have you not seen that artwork? It's too much. It's too much.
Holy shit. That's so good.
Yeah.
Did not think she was that thick. Wow.
Yeah, it's demonetized for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that takes it. That was a fun game. None of us got any. Well, I got the first one right. I got Alhamat right.
I needed 2 guesses for.
Yeah, you got it in 2.
One.
That's not bad.
I think
you
I
got
figured
it.
it
You got
out.
it in. You got par. You parred it.
Yeah, I did
So
par
it.
it. It was a part 2. I got it.
This is part 2. You got it. For sure. For sure. That was fun. That was good. I like ending it. I like ending with games.
You guys don't want to go another round, or
it's 10 o'clock. We gotta close it up. We gotta close up shop. Office hours are officially over. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, just a reminder, if you want to go check out Odyssey Games, you can get pre-orders through Pokémon Memories down below, and let your store know that we have those tournament kits and that they close on January 10th. I want to try to sell. I would really like to launch at least 10 kits for the first run. Keep in mind that we are going to be hosting a kit on the Ruler School Discord. If you're not already a member, we're going to be hosting a tournament there, so be sure to tune in for details about that. And until next time, this is myself, DMO73, and I've been joined as always by Mike Rants.
I'll come back with some heat next time, don't you worry.
And Paul Reisman.
If you need some after-class tutoring, just let me know. You can sign up on my website at rulerschooltcg.com. That's just my way of like putting you into my calendar. Did you do the reading?
Yeah.
Did you do the reading?
Dismissed.
Professor Paul, what